Well, a bunch of black educators from the Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario walked out of a banquet hall after learning that the new president is one of the folks. Take a look.
Hundreds of black educators and their allies walked out of a banquet inside the Sheridan Centre. An act of protest that sent a clear message to the Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario.
Black voices were basically silenced and erased from ETFO's provincial executive.
This is a troubling step backwards in representation, equity, and the commitment to dismantling systemic barriers within our federation.
We had 3 black candidates run for elections, and not a single one of them was elected.
In March, the Ontario Human Rights Commission released a report called Dreams Delayed, addressing systemic anti-black racism and discrimination in Ontario's public education system. In response, ETFO reinforced its commitment to, quote, building a future free from anti-black racism, promising to expand its efforts to address the issue by creating black educator leadership programs, launching a public campaign to recruit more black educators, and providing financial support and funding for aspiring black educators.
You need to walk the talk. ETFO is not doing that.
We will not be silenced and we will not be erased. Period. End of story.
Well, I certainly don't blame them for walking out after they appointed one of the folks, David Maston, as the president, when the Canadian Human Rights Commission has made so many promises, because they've been under fire for over 50 years of anti-black racism against black federal workers who have launched a $2.5 billion lawsuit, yet the federal government continues to fight back. And the Canadian Human Rights Commission admits it. They don't deny that it happened. They are apparently taking accountability. And now they're promising all of these things, recruiting more black people, blah, blah, blah. And then when it came down to it, what did they get? Who did they appoint? Another one of the folks. Just like they love to do when it comes to our black lives. They will not appoint a black person. Now, I will say this. There was a black woman in this position prior to this man coming into the position. But my question is this. Why did we go back? Why couldn't we have appointed another black person? Is there not another black person within this organization that isn't capable? Especially if you're talking about recruiting more black people in these positions, then you could have found another black person. Instead, they chose one of the folks. And as one of the black man was saying, is that 3 people have, were candidates for election and they were rejected. So this goes back to the Canadian Human Rights Commission and all of their promises that they're not fulfilling. And I'm not even remotely surprised, because this is all just optics. This is all just to pacify black people. This is all just to, show that they're actually doing something. But they're not backing up any of those words. Not at all. You just saw hundreds of black educators. Not one of them, not one of them is capable of stepping into this position. Not one of them is capable of leading. They said they want to hire more black leaders. They're not doing it. They're not doing it because this is a systemic anti-black racist organization. It is built in, it is baked in, and until they are willing to appoint black people in positions where they can be saying, you know what, this needs to be changed and this needs to be changed, and making sure to fulfill those promises that are made by them, it will never work, because the people who are making the decisions to make these changes are not black. So how are you doing it when you have over 50 years historic anti-black racism? So here is the Canadian Human Rights Commission, and here's the process. If somebody is suffering through anti-black racism, or something goes down where it's racial profiling, whatever the case is, the process is to file a complaint with the Canadian Human Rights Commission. They already have a proven track record of sweeping things under the rug when it comes to black people. So why would we rely on anybody that's the folks to be in a position of power to make these promises? Why wouldn't they say to themselves, you know what? It hasn't worked so well for us over these 50 years and counting. So we have laid out all these promises. I think it's a good idea to not only get, but keep black people in this position. So if one black person leaves the role, you get another black person. You don't go and appoint one of the folks, because all we're doing is going backwards. Nothing will change. So I say to all of these black educators that have walked out and are protesting, now that we're done doing that, what's next? I have said this moreover. Here's what's next. Our own major institutions, our own schools with our own teachers and our students, where they can learn how to navigate as black youth in this world, in this climate, how to be educated, how to manage finances, all of the things that our black youth need to know when we are no longer above ground. They are the ones that are going to be picking up the mantle and forging forward. So right now, we're not in a position where we can exert our power. So again, if they keep shutting doors on us and they keep not inviting us to the table, it's time for us to build our own buildings and build our own tables and get our own in those institutions. So there are hundreds of educators. If all of those hundreds said, you know what, let's band together and let's work on getting our own institutions, we can do it. We are a powerful group of people. So that's what I propose. Okay? So again, you're done looting, you're done, not looting, sorry, excuse me. You're done protesting, you're done talking about it, you're done screaming and yelling about it. Now it's time to get to work and stop relying on these institutions, because it will never change. They are not for us. They are not for our well-being. They're not. So nobody should be surprised. So I love the walkout. Now let's walk towards building our own. That's what's next. Let me know what you all think about this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this content. Also, don't forget to download the African Diaspora News app. You can grab it at the Google or Apple store. You will not be disappointed. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Ansah Unfiltered. Until next time, please be safe.